Hi, my name is David Fleming from Disciples Ignited, and we are studying Gems in John, devotional thoughts throughout the Gospel of John. Now, today I want to ask you a question. What makes Jesus such a good shepherd? Now, we know that David the psalmist, he wrote a psalm, a song about Jesus, the 23rd psalm, where he says, "The Lord is my shepherd." Now, that was a messianic psalm, speaking of the Messiah that was to come, which was Jesus. So, Jesus was called the Good Shepherd in the Old Testament. But when Jesus came as a man and he began to teach the Jews in Israel, he called himself the Good Shepherd. But I want to ask you, do you know what makes Jesus such a good shepherd? Well, let me read to you what Jesus taught in John chapter 10, verses 11 through 13. And I want to see if you can find in that passage what it is, the striking thing that makes Jesus such a good shepherd. Here we go. Jesus said, "I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand is not the shepherd and does not own the sheep. So when he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and scatters it. The man runs away because he is a hired hand and cares nothing about the sheep." So what was it in that passage that gives us the answer about what makes Jesus such a good shepherd? It was at the very beginning. Jesus said, "The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep." Now let's go back to the creation where God created man. He created Adam and Eve, and he made Adam and Eve in his own image, and he loved them, and he walked with them in the Garden of Eden. He loved them. He had a relationship with them. But we know that soon Adam and Eve rebelled against God. They thought that they could do things better than to obey God. And it brought sin into their lives, and it brought havoc. And Jesus teaches about that in John 10, where he says a thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's exactly what the enemy did. He stole from Adam and Eve. He brought sin into the world and destruction. But Jesus said, "I have come to give my life for the sheep. I've come that you might have life and more abundantly." But the only way that that was going to be made possible is if God himself came and gave his life for Adam and Eve to redeem them from sin. I tell you what, God not only created Adam and Eve, he created humanity. But when they sinned, God gave himself to redeem them back, to buy them back, to redeem them from sin. That's what makes Jesus such a good shepherd. There's nobody that loves you like Jesus does. The enemy, the devil, makes a lot of promises, and he promises you the world, and he gives nothing but that which is going to destroy you. But Jesus, he is love itself, and he promises you life abundantly, and that is found in him, in a relationship that only he can give you, a relationship with himself. So friends, I tell you what, Jesus is a good shepherd because he has proven it by giving himself on the cross so that you could be redeemed from the ravages of sin. Nobody would love you like that, but Jesus has. So if you haven't given your life to Jesus, I encourage you to do so. He is truly the good shepherd who has given his life for you. Think about that. And join with me tomorrow as we share some more gems in the Gospel of John. It is packed full of them. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.